right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first ever Business Talk with Hanssen. I am your host, Hans Benson, and today we're joined with an esteemed guest, Mr. Anesu Hove. Mr. Anesu, welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother, for having me. I appreciate that.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thanks. How are you doing yourself?
I'm doing good, brother. I can't complain, to be fair. So, people watching would be
Lovely.
wondering who is Mr. Anesu? Would you mind giving us a little brief introduction of who you are?
Thank you, brother. My name is Anesu Hove. I'm a servant leadership practitioner. I believe that I was called to be an instrument that will help people, organizations, governments, and corporates to harness true leadership. And I do that through the gifts that the Lord has given me, the gift of public speaking, the gift of authoring. And mind you that I said leadership, and many people might be confused already. How does leadership apply to an individual level? Leadership does apply from an individual level, family level, corporate level, and national level. So I help people to harness true leadership, which in turn helps them to become the best versions of themselves. I'm also an entrepreneur. That's what I can say in a nutshell.
Okay. You just mentioned that you're an author. So, can you just give us a little bit of an insight on what you have done with the gift of authoring that you've had so far?
All right. I've published one book which is entitled Transforming into the Best Version of Yourself. I published it in 2019. But currently I'm actually working on more books,
Oh,
one of them being called The Art of Personal Leadership, and the other one has to do with servant leadership.
okay. Uh, what motivates you? What motivated you to go ahead and write this book?
All right, as for my first book, which is entitled Transforming into the Best Version of Yourself, I was inspired and motivated so much by just seeing people living beneath their potential. I personally believe that everybody was meant for greatness. Everybody has an infinite well of potential. But it's so sad and it's so much of a tragedy to see people living beneath their potential, people living and people being satisfied with the low standards, yet they can do much more. I'm always saying this, is that if you do not know that you're a lion, you can easily be frightened by a bark of a dog. So that is the same thing that is happening to many people, that they've got that lion inside of them. But every day, each and every day, they are being frightened by a bark of a dog. If only they could realize that they've got that roar, that when they roar, the whole jungle can tremble at their role. I'm sure many people do much more. So it was mainly inspired in trying to challenge people to tap into that world of potential, which they rarely do because of different things, because of the influence of the society, because of these limiting belief systems that many people had. So it was a book to challenge many people to do that. Just like the title said, transforming into the best version of yourself. There's a word transforming there. Transformation, that's a doing word, right? It's a verb, it's a doing word. And when we're talking about transformation, we cannot talk about transformation without talking about the renewal of the mind. Transformation starts in the mind. But the challenge is that people have
Yeah.
this formula mixed up. People want to try to change the outside first before they can change the inside. But real change that is everlasting starts from within, emanating, going outside. So people have to realize that there is power in a changed mind. If a person decides to change their mind, they become unstoppable. Because the mind is the greatest prison ever. And many people are imprisoned in their own minds because of your belief systems. Because your belief systems can literally hold you captive. And up until one changes their belief systems, the limiting belief system that they hold, only then can they tap into the real potential. So that book really guides people through how to disrupt those negative belief systems, how to identify them, and how to uproot them. Because some negative belief systems have been installed in individuals for so long that they become very hard to uproot. It's just like a tree. A tree that is years old has its roots deep down. And the deeper the roots, the difficult it is to pull it out. That is the same thing that applies to some belief systems. That we have some ideas that we've believed to be true. Some people believe that they are nobodies. They believe that they're not meant for anything. They believe that they're failures in life, especially because of the educational system, which has limited so many people. So only until you realize and identify the limiting belief systems that are in your life and uproot them and instill great, positive, unlimiting belief systems, can one allow themselves to tap into their potential. But even Dr. Miles Monroe had this to say. He said, the
yeah,
richest place on earth is the graveyard. Because in the graveyard, there are
yeah,
so many songs that were never released. There were so many books that were never authored. There were so many speeches that were never given. There are so many stars that never got to perform. Why? Because people never realized and
yeah,
saw that potential that was in them. And because of that, they died with their potentials. But we were not created to die with a potential. We were created to unleash that potential, to maximize that potential and die empty. So make sure that you live full and you die empty. But also, we have to realize that you cannot really tap into your potential without really identifying who you are. So there's also the need for an individual to identify and discover who they are. And we're not talking about who they are, we're talking about their purpose, their reason for existence. We have to understand not a mistake. Job was created for a mistake. If us mankind cannot create anything for no reason, I'm sure God with infinite wisdom can do better than that. Everything that God
yeah,
created was created for a reason, for a purpose. Every one of us. I know many people can say, this child was born by mistake. They were born out of wedlock. But let me tell you something. Yes, the means with which you were born could be a mistake. But you being on earth, you existing, you coming onto this earth was not a mistake. It was already planned.
yeah,
So we have to discover the reason why we are born. And here's what you have to understand. Each and every individual was born for a purpose. Everyone. And of course, our purposes differ from one person to another. They are never the same. But the moment one does not live to fulfill their purpose, nobody else will. Nobody can fulfill your purpose for you.
yeah,
Not even the richest person on earth can fulfill your purpose because you were designed specifically for that purpose to which you're called for. So if you do not identify your purpose, if you do not fulfill your purpose, know that you have robbed the world of a solution. I'm always saying it this way, that when God created you, or when the creator, whichever religion you come from, when your creator created you, he wanted you to be a solution to a problem that was already existing. And I'm always asking people this question: what comes first, a problem or a solution?
yeah,
If you agree with me, it is the problem that arises first, and then a solution comes forth. That is the exact same thing that happens to us. That when God created you and I, there was a problem that was already existing, and that He created you and I to be a solution to that problem. But the challenge with many people, because they haven't identified who they are busy living and being a solution to a problem that they never called to solve. In as much as you spend much time, you put yourself through intense work, but you can never be a solution to a problem that you were never designed to be a solution to. So you're just burning yourself out, solving nothing. So it's very vital for one to identify the reason for their existence. And many people I know right now, they might have questions like, how do I discover my purpose? Well, it's very easy,
yeah,
yet it's
definitely.
difficult. It's very easy, yet it's difficult. In the sense that,
Yeah,
when your creator created you, he equipped you with resources that are going to allow you to be able to fulfill your purpose. And by these
yeah,
resources, I'm talking about your talents, I'm talking about your gifts, I'm talking about your passions, I'm talking about your strengths. All of us have all those different things, right? But I also want to make one thing clear, that your passion, your strengths, and your gifts are not your purpose. Those are vehicles that are going to allow you to fulfill your specific, unique purpose, because everybody is unique and everybody is special. So those resources
yeah,
allow you to be able to fulfill that purpose. So if you want to really discover who you are or to identify your purpose, you have to take note of these things. What are your talents? What are you passionate about? What is that thing that excites you? What is that thing that gives you fire inside of you? Identify
yeah,
your gifts. What are those things that come natural to you? What are those things that you do so much easy with so much easy? What are those things that when you start doing, you can lose track of time when doing those things? Things that you don't mind doing all day long, even if you're doing it for free. Your gifts are not meant for you. Your gifts are meant to serve other people. Your gifts are meant to benefit other people, not to benefit you as an individual. But the beauty of it is this: in the process of you serving your gift, you benefit as well. And I'm always using an example of a mango tree. That the gifts of a mango tree are the mangoes itself, the fruits. But if you observe that the mango tree does not benefit from the mangoes, but it benefits from serving the mangoes because people are going to cultivate the mango tree. People are going to be watering the mango tree so that it keeps producing the fruits. That is the exact same thing that applies to us. Yes, our gifts are not meant for us. They are meant for serving other people. But in the process of us serving our gifts to other people, we benefit because people are going to keep cultivating, investing in us, paying for us, doing all these things. And those things benefit the bearer of the gift itself. So the book helps people to identify who they are, to discover who they are, to disrupt limiting belief systems that they have, and get to adopt some of those belief systems that will help them to tap into the world of the potential. So that's what I can briefly say. As for the books, like The Art of Personal Leadership, it's more of an addition to transforming into the best version of yourself. But this one is more detailed and it also has more information that can help people to really become the best versions of themselves.
Definitely, that's such a powerful saying. Thank you so much, Mr. Anesu. So people could be wondering if this book is maybe available because based on how you've explained it, people would wonder if the book is still available. I'm lucky enough that I got a chance to read it. I remember you sent me a PDF version. So is the book still available for people to, be able to purchase it?
Unfortunately, it's not available anymore. Lucky for those that quickly got the copies of the first book. My publisher asked me to revise the book because I told him that I had more information that I wanted to bring up. Because when I was reading through it, I realized that there's so much that I can actually include and help other people as well. So, unfortunately, we removed it off the market. So, it's not currently available right now, but very soon it will be available. But it will come with a different title. It will come with the
Exactly.
title The Art of Personal Leadership.
All right. When is there an expected date that you expect to release the book? A day that people could be looking forward to?
As of now, I cannot promise, but hopefully before end of this year.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully by the end of this year, we'll get to read The Art of Personal Leadership. And if it's anything similar to transforming into the best version of yourself, I would definitely recommend that you get a copy for yourself. Thank you very much, Mr. Anesu, for being with us. Mr. Anesu also has a YouTube show known as Live Talk. The link will be in the description. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you subscribe because he also speaks to multiple people who just give priceless knowledge and a lot of motivation and inspiration. Going through those videos, you could learn one thing or two. So make sure you check it out. The link will be in the description. Mr. Netsu's Instagram page as well will be in the description so that you can keep up with his activities. And once the book will be released, you will be able to know. Thank you, Mr. Netsu, for joining us.